Hi there, I'm Anna from Astral Hygiene. I'm here today to talk to you about the common spring cleaning mistakes that are made across the UK and to give you some hints and tips in terms of alleviating them. So I know it's not spring, however I do a spring clean twice a year. So one in spring and then one kind of just before Christmas. So I suppose this is preparation for the one before Christmas. Now when I do my spring clean, I kind of plan the activities and plan the areas that I really want to concentrate on, and I generally break down the areas into kind of 2-week slots. Obviously I work, I've got a full-time job, I've got a family, so it needs to be slotted in around all of that. And I don't think that I'm alone with that and the kind of struggles that we come up against in terms of making time for this sort of stuff. So 2 spring cleans a year, and I plan them to make sure that I'm getting the most out of the allotted time and making sure that I'm doing it as effectively and efficiently as possible, because efficiency in my lifestyle is really, really important. So let's get right to it. So the first kind of nugget of wisdom that I want to share is don't use your Hoover bag more than half full, which is I think a real kind of eye-opener piece of wisdom that I can share with the population out there. So if you would please share this video, follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube. You can get more of these kind of hints and tips. So your Hoover actually works more efficiently with the Hoover bag only half full. And that's because more air gets to circulate around your machine, because there's more kind of room for that air to go to, and effectively the less kind of bacteria ridden dust and allergens that are within your machine, the more effective it works. So there you go, you heard that here first. The second thing is that when you actually declutter, so during a spring clean I'll actually declutter and find things that are broken, that we don't use, you know, all those ornaments that only have one leg, so they all get kind of thrown out. And one thing that I never ever do is make a kind of, so I've got a kind of junk bin, donate and keep and sort out pile. I never have a kind of sort later, decide later pile. So if I'm not sure as to whether or not I want to keep, you know, that ornament with the one leg or whatever, that never happens in my house, but anyway, that just for, you know, an example's sake, the ornament with one leg, I never put it in a keep later or sort later pile. I just put it in the junk pile. And then if it is the case that I go to bed and I want to wake up in the morning and I want to rescue that item from the junk pile, then it gets rescued from the junk pile. I just don't have a keep later pile, because a keep later pile is a recipe for disaster. So that's that. Another one from personal experience is don't use oven cleaner on your hob. Now at Astral Hygiene we obviously have professional level products. They are much stronger than those products that you'd find in the supermarket. They are much more effective. They are, you know, designed to achieve results. They obviously come with safety data sheets, and there's free training available for anybody who buys our products from us. So these products are just too strong to be put on your hob. Now obviously these products, particularly the oven cleaners, etc., are sprayed onto the side of your oven. They do kind of foam up and stick. The stickiness, it kind of adheres itself to the side and doesn't slip down, so it effectively melts away whatever it is that has been baked on to your oven. Now obviously the hob has a kind of a different relationship with food, so to speak. It's very rare that, you know, a hob that is cleaned regularly, and anybody who's engaging in, you know, spring cleaning activity isn't going to have neglected their hob to the certain extent that it's got food baked on it. So generally with a hob, we would recommend that you use a product called Lift. Lift is, you know, don't get me wrong, it's a good product. It's, you know, it'll shift whatever it is that's stuck to your hob, but it won't actually melt off the writing that tells you that this knob turns this ring on. I've done that before. You know, I've melted off the writing, so, you know, when I moved out of my house and I left the cooker behind, it was a mystery as to which knob did which ring. So, you know, don't do that. So yeah, so I would just follow the instructions, be sensible, use oven cleaner in the oven, and use Lift on the hob. And the final kind of nugget of wisdom, and I think it's, you know, particularly with the world becoming more eco-friendly, people want to be putting vinegar and bicarbonate of soda and all of that, including the house with that sort of thing. What I would kind of warn against is mixing your own chemicals. So we are not chemists. The majority of the population are not qualified chemists. So why don't we just leave the mixing of the chemicals to the chemists? Because actually mixing chemicals which seem quite harmless, like bleach and vinegar, will actually create a toxic gas, and it'll damage your lungs, those people that are around you. So, you know, it can create toxic gas. So what I would say is use bleach on its own, use pine disinfectant on its own, you know, use Zoflora on its own, to make sure that you're not mixing chemicals, because as we are not chemists, we don't know what we're doing there. So as I've kind of said, just to highlight, plan your spring clean. I do mine twice a year. I kind of section up my areas and then I tackle them methodically. Sometimes I actually take a day off to do my spring clean, just to get it out of the way. Don't use your Hoover with the Hoover bag more than half fill. When you're having a declutter and sort out, just throw things out, don't put it in the keep later pile. Make sure that you are using the correct products in the right zones, and don't mix your own chemicals. Thanks so much, that's all for now, bye!